Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that pretty much every English learner deals with, building the confidence to actually speak. We're going to break it down into some really simple, practical steps you can start using right away. First things first, let me just ask you this. Does the idea of speaking English make your heart start racing a little? Do you get kind of shy or nervous? If you're nodding your head right now, I really want you to hear this. You are so not alone. This is a totally normal part of the journey. You can think of it as the speaking confidence gap. It's that space between all the English you know in your head and what you actually feel brave enough to say out loud. So why is that gap even there? And why is it so normal to feel that fear? The biggest thing to get is that this fear of making mistakes, it's universal. Every single person learning a language feels it. It's not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's actually a sign that you're pushing yourself to grow. The goal isn't to get rid of the fear completely, but to learn how to speak anyway. This right here, this is the exact mindset we need. Instead of looking at a mistake and thinking, failure, I want you to start thinking, teacher. Seriously, every single time you mess up or hesitate, it's just a little lesson showing you how to get better. So that brings us to our very first tool, and it's a big one. Changing the conversation you have with yourself. You know that little voice in your head? It's probably the most powerful thing you have for building confidence. Look at this. It's such a simple but powerful switch. Instead of letting that voice say, "My English is bad," you can retrain it to say, "My English is improving every day." Or instead of, "I can't speak," try, "I can communicate and I'm learning." It's just a few words, but it changes everything. So why does this actually work? Well, it's pretty simple. Positive thoughts are like fuel for your courage. When you're constantly telling yourself that you're learning and getting better, you're basically giving yourself permission to open your mouth and try. Okay, so we've got our mindset in a better place. Now let's talk about actually doing something. Confidence doesn't just show up one day. You build it with small things you do consistently, every day. The trick is to make it feel easy. Here are 3 ridiculously simple things you can do. First, talk to yourself. Yep, I'm serious. Just describe what you're doing while you're making coffee or whatever. Second, read something out loud. Hearing your own voice speak English makes it feel way more natural. And third, listen to English music, podcasts, shows. Just let your ears soak in the rhythm of the language. And you're probably thinking, how much time does this take? You ready for this? Just 5 minutes. That's it. Doing something for 5 minutes every single day is so much more powerful than doing it for an hour once a month. When you're building a new habit, consistency is everything. All right, so you're practicing by yourself, which is great, but eventually you'll want to talk to other people, right? So the big question is, where can you go to speak where you don't feel all stressed out and judged? Finding a safe space to practice is absolutely crucial. The good news is you have options. You can look for language clubs in your area or find speaking groups online where, hey, everyone is a learner just like you. But my personal favorite tip, find a language buddy, just one other person who's also learning. You can practice together, keep each other motivated. It's awesome. Okay, now let's get super practical. What can you do right in the middle of a conversation to instantly feel and sound more confident? I've got a few little tricks you can literally start using today. Let's break these down. First, speak slowly. When we're nervous, we talk fast. A slower pace actually sounds way more confident. Second, use simple words you already know well. Third, smile. It makes you sound friendlier and actually relaxes you. And finally, use short, clear sentences. You don't need complex grammar to be understood. And that brings me to this key idea. Don't ever think you need a giant vocabulary to be a good speaker. Clear, simple communication is always, always more powerful than a complicated sentence that nobody understands. Use what you know and say it with confidence.
So, what does this all look like in a real conversation? Let's just walk through a super basic, low pressure chat to see just how easy it can be to get started.
It can all start with the most basic greeting there is. Just a friendly, open question that anyone can ask. And the reply? Just as straightforward. A simple, polite answer, and then you just bounce the question right back. That keeps the conversation flowing. So how do you keep it going from there? You don't have to talk about something deep or complicated. A simple observation about something you can both see, like the weather, is the perfect way to keep that connection going. And just like that, you've had a successful conversation. See, it was simple, it was friendly, and it used basic English. The main point here is that this is something anyone, at any level, can absolutely, 100% do. Okay, so we've talked about mindset, we've talked about daily habits, and those in-the-moment tricks. We know now that mistakes are our teachers and that simple is powerful. But now comes the most important part, turning all this into action. Your journey to confidence really does start right now. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Just think about it. What is one small thing you're going to do this week? Just one. Will you talk to yourself for 5 minutes? Will you try to find a language buddy? Or maybe you'll just make an effort to smile during your next English conversation. Your first step, no matter how tiny it feels, is the start of everything.